My movie pick of the week was one that I have kind of really, sequels, especially when they get into more than one sequel, sometimes you kind of get lost in the thing because it becomes the same old thing. And I get so tired of all that. I was pleasantly surprised when I got in the other day from my LA Connection guys, Fast Five, and got a chance to look at it last night here in Rabbit Hole Theater. PG-13 rated, comes out April 29th, 2011 to a theater near you. Coming out in IMAX this time, first one to come out in IMAX. This is the fifth of the franchise of the Fast and Furious legend, if you will. First premiered 10 years ago, starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Dwayne Johnson, and Jordana Brewster. Now, of course, Dwayne Johnson being the new entity here, joining kind of the mix of three people that's been in them since day one. I think there was one other, I'm not sure. But anyway, this particular movie I really like a lot from the standpoint that probably the very first one I really liked. I didn't care for, Tokyo Drift and some of the others. The second, the sequel, the second one was okay. Didn't like Tokyo Drift. I didn't even see the fourth one. But this one, to me, really knocked my socks off. I liked it from a lot of standpoints. One is that you never know who the good guys and the bad guys are until you kind of get through the movie and see what all the hands are played out. It starts out, you kind of believe that, there's a certain agenda here, and then as it starts changing and going through and getting into the deeper end of the story, you start realizing that, hey, the bad guys may be the good guys, and this is exactly what transpires with Dwayne Johnson in his role as a special agent trying to trap Vin Diesel in the group. And, to me, Jordana Brewster, I kind of think she's hot, I mean, she's got kind of a cute look to her, But, it's a typical Fast and the Furious movie, lots of cars, a lot of action, a lot of impossible car stunts, if you will. I mean, there's several scenes in this thing that just really are absolutely outstanding. The stunt coordinators, the special effects people, the technical aspect of the thing. I mean, they spent just a buttload of money on this to make this movie what it is. But I guarantee you, it's definitely worth going to this movie and seeing it. And boy, if you have an IMAX theater like I do, and I'm going to re-see it when it comes out on the 29th, simply because if I said before, watching it here in Rabbit Hole Theaters on the DVD, Critics Copy DVD, I mean, I've got a big screen LCD, high-def TV and stuff, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same as going to a big theater and watching this thing and having 10,000 watts of speakers, just blowing you out of your seat. So if you got a chance to go see it in an IMAX theater environment, strongly encourage you to do so. I guarantee you I'm going to be there with bells on the 29th of April. Because this is an exciting movie. It's just a great, great film. The critics hate it. I'm talking about other critics. The ones that said, well, the screenplay kind of blows and it's kind of the same old thing or whatever. Screw those guys. I base my movie predictions and my movie reviews on what I see. Is it entertaining? If it's entertaining, if it's worth you spending $8 to $12 or $15, depending on what part of the country you're in, around the world, to go and see a movie. Is it worth spending your money? This one is worth spending your money because it's a great action flick. It's a man's flick. The chicks will like it to a degree, too, because, I think the chicks kind of dig Paul Walker to a bit. And also there's a huge contingency of fans on Vin Diesel. Now, if you don't know anything about Fast Five, put on your seatbelts, baby puppy, and watch this.
So I see you've all met.
What's this all about, Dom?
Yeah, man, why'd you drag us halfway around the world?
'Cause we got a job.
It's a stealth mission. We'll be in and out before they even know we were there.
We're talking about breaking into a police station.
This is crazy. This is $100 million.
You say what? I'm down.
Is all of this really necessary to apprehend two men? One's a former federal officer, spent 5 years in deep cover. The other one's a professional criminal, escaped prison twice. We find them, we take them as a team, and we bring them back. And above all else, we don't ever, ever let them get in the cars.
We just went from the middle of the most wanted list to the very top. We gotta keep running now.
Running ain't freedom.
You're going down, Toretto.
Big mistake.
This just went from Mission Impossible to Mission and freaking Sanity.
Doesn't change a thing. Chances are, sooner or later, we're gonna end up behind bars or buried in a ditch somewhere. But not today.
All right, there you go, man. I tell you, I love that shot of them going off the cliff and and kind of following the car down and then kind of letting themselves go. Now, that scene alone was an amazing. I don't even have to find out. I know without any reservation whatsoever, because of other movies that I have researched and whatever and talked to with my LA connection and whatever, I guarantee you that shot alone took them several days because of all the special effects to make it look like they were actually going off that cliff and to put it in the proper perspective. So, it's just going to be a fun movie for you. You're going to love this movie. It's definitely a guy's movie, but I guarantee you the chick won't that they won't have a problem with it either if they like good, hard action movie. Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Dwayne Johnson, and Jordana Brewster being the main contingency. And I would like to announce that there's going to be a sixth one coming up in the future. It's already in the mix in the early stages, and it'll be coming out probably in 2012 sometime, maybe 2013, just depends on what's going on. And the word is that the mainstay group, a lot of them are going to be back in for the sixth in the franchise. So, again, Fast 5, PG-rated 13, comes out the 29th of April, 2011, in an IMAX theater near you. Be sure and try to see it in IMAX if you can. You're really going to dig it.